Welcome to morning yoga. Today's practice is going to have a lot of sun salutations at the beginning and some more challenging balances and forward folds. So at any point you need to modify or back off, feel free to make this practice work for you. We'll start on our mat in child's pose. To start, bring your knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, send the hips back, and settle into child's pose, bringing the forehead right down to the mat. Close your eyes and just start to breathe. Taking note of what kind of breath you brought to your mat today. Maybe you want a nice deep sigh out the mouth on an exhale. And when you're ready, you'll close your lips and come to a nose-to-nose breath, taking nice deep inhales through the nose and exhaling out the nose. You can grow that breath to at least 3 counts in and 3 counts out. We'll keep it with us as we move today. We're here for about 10 more breaths, so settle in, let your hips fall closer to your heels, your chest closer to the mat. Maybe even rock your forehead side to side so you get that nice third eye massage. Keep your attention right at your nose. Take 5 nice deep cycles of breath. Move at your pace, so at your 5th exhale, you'll start to very kindly and gently move into hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, push away from the mat. Let your hands be the last thing that come off the ground to adjust. And then bring your knees in line with your hands. Let's try to get the hips right over the knees. And then we're going to drop the forearms into where the hands were. So we're going to come into puppy dog. So the trick is to try to keep the hips over the knees, and we'll walk the hands out a little bit more so we can start to bring the chest towards the ground. And you'll feel your upper body kind of sink below your armpits. This is going to give you a stretch in the armpits and across the back, across those lats and shoulder blades. Bring the forehead to the ground if that feels good. It's a nice gentle stretch before we start to move. If this does not feel comfortable, you can come back to child's pose. Remembering at any time you can modify this practice to make it work for you. 2 more breaths here. Nice deep inhales, exhale, sink in. 1 more. We're going to walk ourselves back to table, setting everything up 2 nice parallel lines here. And on an inhale, lift the chin, the chest, and the tailbone to the sky. Exhale, we'll curl everything under. Gaze will go towards the knees, back to the sky. Tip the tailbone under. Inhale, lift the chest. Take a few more of these, linking the breath with the movement. So exhales will tend to bring us head down, tip the tailbone in, down and in on the exhales, and the inhales lift to the sky. A couple more at your breath measure. Really pushing away from the mat. Trying to relax the shoulders down the back. Maybe 1 more, and then we'll find ourselves into neutral table. From the crown of the head to the front of the mat, hips to the back. We're going to move mindfully today because in yoga, the number one way to get hurt is coming in and out of posture. So if we move thoughtfully, then we are more likely to avoid injury, which is the number one goal, so we can do more yoga. Curl the toes under, send the hips to the sky, and pedal this first down dog of the practice out. Bending deep into one knee and then the other, pushing away from the mat, sending the ears by the biceps. Let your head relax. Find some stillness, settling the heels towards the mat. They may never hit there, that's okay. Hips to the sky. On an inhale, look forward and we'll tiptoe our feet up to the hands. On an inhale, we're going to roll all the way up to standing. Arms will sweep overhead. Spread the fingers wide, and then bring the palms together and slide them right through heart center. Here we are. We're going to start 5 sun salutations. I'll walk you through the first 2, and then you can take them on your own, and we'll meet right back here in mountain pose. On an inhale, arms come up. Gaze goes up. Exhale, deep forward fold. Nice and slow. Take your time. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips to prepare. Look out at the horizon. Step one foot back and then the other to a plank. Either here or knees down. We'll take a half vinyasa. Lower the chest to the ground. And as you feel your chest come right to your elbows, inhale, lift up for up dog. Knees up or down. And then we'll curl the toes under and send the hips to the sky. Down dog. We're here for three breaths. You could go as far as 5, but 3 in this resting and strengthening pose. Come back to the mouth or nose to nose breathing with the mouth closed. After the third exhale, look forward. We'll bring the feet up by the hands, any way you'd like to get there. Take a half lift for a long spine. Forward fold, and then arms circle down, around, and up overhead. Hands come together, send them through to your heart. That was 1. I'll loosely guide you through the next one. You make the modifications you would like. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward to prepare. Step back to plank. Lower to a push-up, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Curl the toes under, down dog. 3 breaths. After your third exhale, look forward. Bring your feet up to your hands. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Hands come together, mountain pose. Take 3 more on your own pace. So you might get 4 in, you might get 2 in. Be okay with whatever number you get. When you find yourself in down dog, let yourself hear those nose-to-nose breaths in your ears. Let the sound get loud. I think I've got 1 more. Bring your attention really thoughtfully to each movement. Paying close attention so you're really present here on your mat through all of the postures. And if this is your last one, we'll meet in mountain. If you're in child's pose, meet us in mountain, standing at the front of your mat. Give just a couple breaths for others to catch up so we're all together. We're going to take a modification of a sun B. So we just did some sun A's. So toes come together, give a little bit of space between your heels, and we're going to drop the hips and bring the arms either right out in front or up towards space. You can even widen the arms so your shoulders can settle down. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. We'll take that half vinyasa. Prepare, step back to plank. Maybe knees down this time. You could come all the way to the mat or pull through to up dog. Curl the toes under. Down dog. And down from down dog, we're going to pivot the left foot about 45 degrees angle and step the right foot forward to warrior one. Inhale, arms come up. Nice deep warrior one. Lunge a little deeper. Bring the hands out in front so you're reaching forward. And we'll take the left arm under the right to make eagle arms. You could stay right in warrior one, would be a great modification. And from here, let's take circles to the right with our elbows. Up and away from our face, taking these nice circles over to the right, 3 or 4. Then we'll release the bind, bring the arms back up to warrior one. Exhale, look down, bring the hands to surround the right foot. Half vinyasa, step back to plank, and then lower to a push-up. Inhale, up dog, curl the toes under, down dog. Pivot the right foot, step the left foot forward. Warrior one on the left leg. Arms up, settle in a little deeper. One more breath here. Exhale, send the arms forward, left arm underneath. Make that eagle wrap. And then 3 to 4 circles to the left. Trying to keep your hips facing forward. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Release the bind. Gaze goes down, hand surrounds the foot. Take a half vinyasa. Plank, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Curl the toes under, down dog. Very nice. We'll finish this out. So 3 breaths here, just like we did in Sun A. In our little resting but also strengthening space. Come back to nose breathing. When you're ready, look forward. Bring the feet up by the hands. A little half lift for a long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Come up to chair. Just how we started. Inhale, straighten the legs. Rise tall. Bring the hands together and slide them through heart center. Nice job. 3 breaths here. Come back to your breath. We wanted to build some heat, some tapas in the belly. And we'll take a couple more seating postures. We're going to work on balance here. So at any point, you can modify. I'll give you some ideas. So inhale, lift the left knee into the chest. Turn here maybe. We'll take that left foot across the right knee and then start to send the hips to the back, bending. You're going to go as deep into the squat as you want to. So they're balance, they're stretch. There's a little bit of challenge. If you would like to take your hands from prayer and bring them to the ground, even if they don't reach. Or you could have a block here, a blanket or something to bring the floor to you. Maybe you can bend even deeper into this so you almost come into a squat. Breathe into the hip. If your hip's tight like mine, you probably feel that in the left hip. And then we'll maybe straighten the leg, and you could take a forward fold just like this. Crown of the head coming towards the mat. And then drop that left foot on the outside of the right, so we're cross-legged. We'll take a half lift to reset, and then exhale, forward fold. Nice IT band stretch here. Gaze is at the knees. Let's come up to the fingertips so we make a little space to take this left foot and bring it right around the back of the right leg for a curtsy. So you could be hovering here, foot off the ground, hands could come into prayer, or your hands are on the ground, toes on the ground. Lots of combinations here to make this either balancy or just a nice stretch into the back right hip. Bring the fingertips to the ground. I'm going to turn here, fine. And let's come up into standing one-legged forward fold. So forward fold, crown of the head comes to the mat. Flex that left foot. And we're almost there. Give your right leg some love. We're going to come up onto the fingertips and start coming into airplane. So either arms out to the side, lifting off. Hands could be in prayer. That's a little bit trickier. Lots of options here. And then we'll bring the hands into prayer and come right back up, standing with that left knee into the chest. Drop the foot, shake it out, give some love on the right side. Woo. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So lift the left knee into the chest. Take this gentleman squat. Bring that right foot on top of the left knee. Send the hips back. We'll take this as low of a squat as you want to go. Side's a little bit tighter. Ooh-wee. Deep breaths into the hip. Maybe straighten the left leg for a forward fold. And then drop the left foot down on the outside of the right foot. Inhale, half lift, reset, so you can fold right over those two legs. Wherever you're at, maybe come up onto the fingertips so we can take the right leg and swoop it around the left for a curtsy. Find balance, play around here, or find a great modification. Toe on the ground would be awesome. And then fingers come to the ground. We'll take the standing forward fold, one leg. Drop the crown down to the floor. Gaze is at the knee. And then come into your version of airplane. Maybe it's with toe on the ground, grounded airplane. A little bit of time to lift off here. Squaring those hips, it makes it so wobbly. And then we'll come right back up to standing, bringing the knee into the chest if possible. Set it down. Great job. Lots of challenges there. Let's come to a seat. So arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your hips into space. Let them come right down to the mat. And we'll wind up on our backs. Woo-wee. Feet to the sky. Let's just do a little bit of core strengthening here. So hands come up towards the toes. Drop the shoulders to the mat. And then exhale, we'll lift our fingers towards our toes. Just enough to engage. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Take 8 more, 7 more. Just about 10 this way. Drop the chin into the chest just a little bit. And when you hit 10, you'll lower your shoulders to the mat and bring your hands by your hips. Let's just stamp our feet to the ceiling 10 times. So lift and step. Nice flex in the feet. My back sticking to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock around a little side to side. Come back to your nose to nose breath. From here, let's take the arms out into T and drop the knees to the left. Gaze goes to the right. Moving slowly. Nice deep exhale to let go of holding on to the hips. Let the knees feel heavy. Trying to keep the shoulders pinned to the mat. 5 more breaths here. Feel free to close your eyes. After your last exhale, bring your knees back into your chest. Let's go ahead and plant the feet before we move to the other side. Bring the hands by the hips and just lift the hips to the sky. Lift the chest. Drop the chin a little bit in towards the chest. Lift the heart. Lengthen from the belly button all the way up to the chin. Push the knees forward. 2 more breaths here. Just lengthening out the belly. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lower the hips. Bring the knees into the chest. Arms out in T, and we'll take it to the right. Gaze can go to the left this time. Feel free to close your eyes. Maybe take this moment to do a little scan of your body mentally, noticing just the energy and the mood that you're laying on the mat with. Three more deep cycles of breath. Inhale the knees back into the chest, just to recenter. And then from here, you could come to a seat, or I will suggest Shavasana. So sending the legs out long to the corners of the mat, letting your toes spill off the edge, palms towards the sky. Nice deep inhale through the nose. Let's exhale out the mouth. Maybe 1 more of those. Inhale through the nose. Take in a little more air. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Come back to your regular breath. You can let go of any kind of control that you were having over it. Just close your eyes and let that prana, that energy, that life force that we just invigorated, move to all the corners of your body that need it most. 10 quiet breaths right here. Find just a little bit of movement in your fingers and toes. Flutter your eyes open. Bring your hands together in prayer and the thumbs up to the third eye. Send yourself some gratitude for showing up and for listening to your body to make adjustments as needed, so this practice could be just what was called for. Thank you so much for showing up on your mat with me today and for practicing with me. Hope you have a great one.